Let me ask you a very simple question. Let's say you're employed somewhere and you're not employed permanently. Let's say you even get what we call the daily wages. You go somewhere, you work. Tomorrow you're not sure about whether you'll get that job for the purpose. By the way, I don't know that you know this. People don't have jobs. People have money. But if there is a way you can get money without job, people will go for that. Okay? When people say, hey, I need a job, in simple terms, they're telling you, I need money. It's only that I know you can't give me for free. You get the thing? See, you're working somewhere, but you're not sure. Let's say, for example, I tell you, I'm building somewhere. So tomorrow you come, you do 1, 2, 3, then I'll pay you 1,000 shillings or maybe say $10 or something. So now you're not sure about the other day whether I will call you. The other day you're not sure who will call you. You're just living on your life is on a thread. You don't know exactly what will happen. And remember one thing, there are two things here, and I want you to look at them. This side, that is A side, and the B side. The A side, there are things that they remain constant. Whether you get the job, whether you don't get the job. See, for example, say you're paying rent. Rent is constant. The landlord or landlady don't care whether you want to have a job or you don't have a job. They just want to see something at the end of the month in their account in the name of you paying their houses. Number two, there's something, by the way, do you know the biggest problem of a human being is the stomach? Yeah, stomach. Stomach's true. In short, I'm talking about food. That's what I'm talking about. You cannot negotiate it. It's an organ that you cannot negotiate. It's an organ that controls everyone. No matter how wealthy, rich, or poor you are, you have to eat. It's a thing that you cannot negotiate. They remain constant. Whether you're working, whether you're not working. By the way, sometimes I tend to believe that we live to eat. Or do we need to live? Whichever. That's it. And maybe other basic things. Let's say maybe you have a students or pupils or what do we call them? Your kids are schooling in the school. You have to pay what we call the school fees, okay? These are things that you cannot negotiate with them. I mean, seriously, you need clothing. I mean, seriously, clothing, all right? Clothing. You get what I'm saying? Because you cannot walk naked. Can you just imagine me making these videos and I'm naked? It's kind of weird, right? Now, the point is, these are things that remain constant. You cannot negotiate with. And then this side, what fits this? Then you are working on things that are not constant. For example, let's say you are working on, you're having what we call the daily wages. Daily wages. Okay, you show up. Let's say maybe you're an electrician. You rely on someone calling you. Hey, you know what? Hey, tomorrow let's meet somewhere because I have a gig. You go get your $10. Okay, you go get your $10. Out of these $10, then you actually live on a hope of, hey, tomorrow the same person might call me on a different person. Maybe let's say perhaps another one calls you tomorrow, you get another one, another day you get another one, and then let's say there was a gap, no call, another call, no call, another call, you get your $10 and what have you. Then let's say in that process of having, not having, then the 30th day reaches. The 30th day you need to go ahead and pay your rent. Then what does it mean? Now you have to make sure that at least the 10 that you're getting, maybe you survive on $7. The $3 you save somewhere. Why? Because there are some things like rent, maybe there are things like a school fees and clothing that need to be paid. And let me tell you one secret. I'm explaining this because I was once in this kind of a situation. The day to pay the rent reaches now. Once it reaches, it's on the 30th. On the 30th, you do not have accumulation. Let's say maybe you pay your house rent for like 5,000, I'm just throwing numbers out there just to explain my point. Perhaps you realize you do not have this amount of money to pay the rent, or you have the money to pay this rent, but if you do, guess what? The some of the things will be sacrificed. Either you sacrifice, definitely you cannot sacrifice food, for sure. Either you sacrifice the school fees or the clothing. Sometimes you're even called to a point whereby you have to negotiate with the landlord, landlady on the basis of, guess what? I cannot give you all that money because I'm going to go hungry. Hey, you take these 3, let me remain with these 2. I'm going to look for it. You guys, you can just relate to what I'm trying to say here, all right? I know Nigerians, they pay their house rent for a year, not for a month. Kenyans, we pay monthly, rent monthly, okay? And by the way, tell me on the comment section, would you like us Kenyans to be paid rent per year, not per month? You tell me on the comment section. Now, the thing is, you being in this kind of a situation whereby, do you know what happens now here? You think, in this category, you think about money, and guess what happens now? You worry about it. And this is where people don't understand. There is a difference between thinking about money and worrying about money. See, thinking about money, let me tell you one thing. Whether you become wealthy, you become a billionaire, trillionaire, in terms of the USD or pounds, you're not going to stop thinking about money. You forever think about money. See, when you have it, you think about how you can grow it, how you can influence people. You think on how, hey, guess what? You're facing the global warming. How can I actually fund these countries that are doing the emissions? How can I actually go ahead and do what with the carbon rating and what? How can my money be used into doing the forestation and all those kind of things? So you'll never cease to think about money. The only difference is you're not worrying about it. See, when you worry about it, you're being in a situation whereby you're not sure about whether tomorrow you'll make some cash. Now, the point is of this video is this, and how do you get yourself from thinking about it and worrying about it at the same time? Then how do you then live in a situation whereby you don't worry about the money? And this is where now the issue of financial literacy comes in, and also the issue of investment. And you know what? In a very simple words here, and I'm going to use a very simple language, investing is buying a day that you do not have to work. I repeat, investing is buying a day that you do not have to work. For example, let's say this guy, let's call this guy Y, all right? Let's call this guy Y. This Y guy make this $10 each and every day. So in short, this guy Y says, if I can get somewhere that I'm making $10 each and every day, my life is secured. I'm okay, I'm comfortable. Let's say this guy Y focuses on a thing that can be able to make him or her the $10. Somewhere at the sideline. Let's say the guy focuses on investing that cash. Maybe the guy gets into an investment. Maybe the guy gets into a business that is a cash flow of $10 each and every day. Do you know what happens? If the guy Y does not receive a call tomorrow by a guy B who gives them a job, or guy C, or whoever the guy it is, then it means the guy Y does not even have to worry about it. He's thinking about the money, yes, but he's not worrying about it. Why? Tomorrow, even if I don't receive any call, therefore it means I'll still eat. My $10 is intact. So this, in simple terms, the guy Y has bought tomorrow. He has bought tomorrow in the sense that I really don't have to be there actively doing something for me to actually eat, dress, and do all those constant things, because there is something that is actually doing that for me. And you know that. That's now what we call the financial freedom. And the financial freedom, it is not an event. It is a process. What do I mean? It's not a thing that you can just wake and achieve it. No. It takes time, it takes dedication, and it takes sacrifice. The guy Y can be, hey, guess what? I want to shift myself from living in an uncertainty kind of a lifestyle whereby I don't even know who will call me tomorrow, and move towards a situation whereby I'm actually securing my life and I can be able to be sure at least tomorrow I'm going to get my $10. Do you know what? This is exactly the information that I was sharing with the guy whom we were doing the interior design with. There was a time we were somewhere building, doing the painting for a house worth 36 million. And that's the time that changed my life. That 6 million house, I'm going to make a video about that. That 6 million house, this is the house that changed my life. I remember I was sitting on that balcony at that particular evening, and that young guy showed up to that house that we were doing the interior design. We were being paid $10 a day. And I remember I looked at that guy. The guy wasn't that old, maybe a difference of 10 years or maybe 7 or something of sort. And I was looking at this guy and I was like, are you telling me that this guy was actually earning this $10 somewhere? He had actually did the accumulation to a point of him achieving this 36 million. Then I had to do the research. If the guy had inherited the money, then I would be a little bit up to peace, yeah, because he had inherited the money. And then I realized the guy had not inherited nothing. He was actually a self-made millionaire. So the point is, what exactly formula did he use for him to achieve this thing? Because honestly speaking, even if you're earning this $10 a day throughout your life, it will take you thousands of days, which means like a couple of decades for you to achieve that amount of money just to buy yourself a house. Somebody is having this 36 for a car. Somebody is having this 36 for a house. So the point is, you really need to think about the changing of the formula. So if the guy Y can think on the basis of, and by the way, before I even forget, so I told the guys, you know what, guys? I mean, the dude that has 36 million for a house, and we're being paid $10 a day. You know, what do you think we're gonna achieve that specific thing? And I will tell you the sincere, the guy, the message didn't even hit them hard. They were just like, he's just lucky. I mean, I was like, yeah, it's true, he's lucky, but how then did he place them or him to that situation whereby he got lucky? Because I said, hey, you cannot control how lucky you are, but you can control how hard we are working, and also working smart at the same time. There is nothing better than working smart in a hard way. You get what I'm saying? So now the point is, what this guy, why I can do to actually not think about money, but or rather not worry about money, but think about it, is to be like, okay, fine, this $10 I'm gonna live on maybe say 5, then I'm having the other half 5, and then I'm gonna say, hey, guess what, the 3 goes for other entertainments, the food, the clothing, and what, not the food really, but the things to do with the school fees and what have you. The other 2, I'm gonna have what we call a committal. I'm gonna doing the commitment each and every day. I'm gonna be channeling that money towards a thing. I know very well at the back of my head, this would make you me rich in an year or even 2 or even 3. But I know one thing for sure. One day I'm gonna be in a situation, assuming all the earnings remains constant, I know one day things will actually turn to be better. That's what you do. This guy is now, yes, he's having hope, he's having the action, he's having the faith, he's having the action, and he's waking up with a hope, but he's not closing the day with just a hope. He's closing the day with, I did put my 200,000 or 200 shillings today. I did put my $3 today. Then once you invest that money, that thing that you're feeding there that is making you some cash. And for example, I was checking out my balance somewhere, and then I was like, what exactly did happen? Oh, then it is, we were being paid, or we were being paid on the dividends have been paid. Then it is, oh, wow, it is a couple of coins that have gotten into my account. So I can't even, I remember I just showed up to the next shop and I bought something. It's just a small thing. And I was like, guess what? This is not my money. This is somebody's money. And that's what I'm drinking right now. That's this coffee and what have you. So the point is, unless you do that, you ain't going to get nothing out of that. So you have to be an individual who is investing constantly so that you'll be able to buy yourself a day that you don't have to work. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. So you channel those $2, or even sometimes it can be even $1. You put it aside each and every day, aside, you put it aside. Guess what happened now? You're feeding that beast of investment. Once you feed that beast of investment, it's growing, it's becoming bigger. By the way, let me ask a very simple question as I finish this video. Probably if you have a kid, do you remember the time you went to the maternity to pick your wife, or maybe you as a wife, you went to a maternity and you got yourself a kid, a very small young one, probably this size, like 8 pounds or something of sort of 4 kilos or 2 or 3, whatever the thing, the kilos it was. And then you look at the kid, maybe probably the kid does not even, see properly, the hands are lethargic, did you lose hope? You still had the hope, like, this guy gonna be an adult, this guy gonna be maybe be a bodybuilder, this guy gonna be a president, you still had the hope. And right now, probably you're looking at that guy. Can you imagine my mom looking at me right now, or my dad looking at me right now? I have beards, and there was a time I was even fitting in their hands, but they had hope. If we can apply the hope that we usually imply on the kids, on the money, no matter how small amount of money that you're putting, one day it's gonna grow and become. And for those who are believers, and I do, Christ is my Lord and Savior. So if you go read the Bible, there's something called the mustard seed, the parable of the mustard seed. As small as it is, very microscopic, it grows to become a very big tree out there. So in life, you want to change, if you want to make a difference in your life, be an individual that you respect those microscopic things. That's what I always tell people. Take care of coins, the notes will take care of you. Or the notes will take care of themselves. It's as simple as that. Take care of those microscopic actions. That 100 shilling that you're thinking that is nonsense. That 50 shilling that you think it's nonsense. That half a dollar, that a penny, that whatever it is. Take care of those small things cumulatively. For example, let's say you're employed, you're getting $10. For God's sake, there's nothing else you can do as of now. You're only earning that $10. Then you ask yourself, then how can I then carve myself? How can I make myself out of the 10 that I'm having right now? That way, you can be able to say, hey, I'll be salvaging even one. Even God stops management God stops growth when there is no management. Even that single one, continuously. At least you'll have yourself $365. You didn't have that money. You get what I'm saying? So if you can manage that, even the bigger one you can be entrusted with, it is true. So the point is, it is good to make sure that you focus on growing that cash, make sure that you do something, and that way you're going to shift from now worrying about the money and you get into the thinking about money. And the thing that you're thinking about the money, there are things that can actually progress and grow you to the next level. And guess what, guys? That marks the end of my video. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you would like to get all this information at an individual level, number is always on the description of this specific video. Grab that number, shoot me a call. Let's talk business. Let's talk investment. Let's have this language. You know what? Never stop learning, because the much you earn is dependent with the much you learn. For now, it's a goodbye and see you the next time. But don't forget to leave me that like button, hit that like, and also leave me a comment on the comment section and subscribe to this channel. See you the next time.